Turn to Florence Villemino, who's joined us on set very discreetly. You've been reading the day's papers, the day's French dailies. François Hollande, French president, said an emergency plan for the farmers' situation will be presented at today's weekly cabinet meeting.
That's right. Those protesting farmers are all over the French press today. Let's take a look, first of all, at the front page of Le Figaro, which says that essentially they've cornered the government. You can see them protesting here. They blocked some major tourist sites. You can see Mont Saint Michel in some of these photos. Now, what's interesting is Le Figaro, not surprisingly, a conservative paper, is critical of the government, says that anger has been mounting for months now, so why has the government not done anything? L'Opinion as well is critical of the government. Now, L'amour est dans le pré is quite a famous movie here in France, but you can see here L'Opinion has switched the title here. Le désamour est dans le pré. So it's not love is in the field. It's a lot of lost love that's in the field. I like the cartoon here. You can see François Hollande, the president, and the agriculture minister, Stéphane Le Foll, depicted as lifeguards here. And Stéphane Le Foll is saying, I can see a group out there making gestures, trying to grab our attention. I think it's farmers. François Hollande doesn't look interested at all. He's reading a newspaper and says, let me know when they're really drowning. So as you said, the government is going to present this emergency plan today. That's getting a lot of attention as well. Le Monde says that essentially Hollande, what he's trying to do here is put out a fire, éteindre l'incendie. And Les Echos, the business paper, agrees today, says that the government has really been forced to switch into a higher gear here to try and stamp out this farmer revolt. That's what the business paper is calling it. Now, essentially, the government is trying to step up the pressure on distributors because what's interesting is a month ago, French retailers agreed to raise prices for meat and dairy products to help farmers, but the results are very slow.
What has the communist paper been saying, L'Humanité? They've been quite in character in taking the farmers' perspective on this.
That's right. You can always count on L'Humanité to go to the source, to go see the protesters. So they went and interviewed these protesters. These farmers are quite worried. And interestingly enough, the statistics back them up. About 10% of livestock producers are on the brink of bankruptcy, according to the Minister of Agriculture. So L'Humanité has gone to interview some of these people. They say they only want to be able to make a living, work. That's what they want to do. They just want to be able to do their jobs. Now, Libération, what they're focusing on is if these farmers are missing out, who's making a profit, who is pigging out, haha. Libération, once again, has a good pun there, and they're taking a look at not only the farmers that are suffering, but people who are making a profit off this.
And according to right-wing daily Le Figaro, this particular agricultural crisis is a symptom of a deeper problem.
That's right. According to Le Figaro, farmers really symbolize a part of France that's really been completely sidelined and left out of globalization. Now, this population is increasingly drawn to the National Front, the far-right party here. That's what Le Figaro reminds readers. And Le Figaro says this population deserves a lot more than just a knee-jerk emergency plan. And Les Echos, the business paper, agrees. It's not a handful of emergency measures that are going to save French agriculture. Les Echos sees this as really a crisis of confidence, a deep crisis of confidence in France. Now, what's interesting is Les Echos says that, French agriculture might have lost a little bit of its shine over the years, but it still has a lot of attractive features. Our land is rich and diverse. Our farmers have a lot of skills. French products still have a good brand image. French agriculture essentially has a lot going for it, but perhaps it's not being put to its best advantage.
And Libération, the daily left-wing paper, says that France is undergoing a major transformation in its type of agriculture.
That's right, and it's really a very interesting editorial today that says, yes, we do have to save French farmers from bankruptcy, but we shouldn't stop there. Major changes need to take place in farming to take into consideration things like the environment, also animal rights. All this can explain a certain change in consumption here in France. And L'Opinion says, in the meantime, though, we need to really put an end to all these mixed messages. Because, for instance, distributors are being told, on the one hand, to increase prices to help farmers, but then not increase them too much because they need to protect purchasing power. And consumers as well, they're being told, don't eat meat. Meat's bad for you. But if you do eat meat, buy French meat. And all this is very confusing, according to L'Opinion.
All right, finally, a word on Scrabble. The winner of the French Language Scrabble Championship He doesn't even speak French?
He doesn't even speak French. This is a crazy story. You can read about it
French
all over.
Scrabble?
French Scrabble already. I didn't even know that was a real thing. Now, his name is Nigel Richards. He's from New Zealand. He's known as the Scrabble Machine. He doesn't speak a word of French, and yet he beat 72 of the best French language Scrabble players. How did he do it? Now, Slate says, actually, to be good at Scrabble, you don't even need to be well-read. You need to be good at math, because that you can essentially represent words as various combinations and memorize them. I myself am just flabbergasted that he won this championship. And I must admit, I have never played Scrabble, English or French, so I'm completely amazed by this guy.
Well, I've played it, but I'm no good at maths. Now I understand why I'm no good at Scrabble. All right, thank you very much, Florence. Let me know. We'll see more of you throughout the morning, about an hour from now,
yeah.
With a review of the international press. Thank you very much. We'll see you then.